Chairman Van Drew, Ranking Member Crockett, and members of the subcommittee, I would like to thank you for inviting me to come and respectfully speak with you today. It was my privilege and honor to serve America as an FBI special agent for over a dozen years under 3 administrations. While extremely demanding, my pursuit of justice for all never once gave me reason for pause until I witnessed social, cultural, and political agendas enter the FBI mission to the point it impacted our ability to effectively do the job the public and our responsibilities demand. During my career, I observed an organizational change that I labeled the emergence of 2 FBIs. FBI 1 understands the Constitution and honors its oath to uphold and defend it. It is indifferent to partisanship, places the public's interests first, and aggressively seeks out the truth. FBI 1 keeps its head down, stays under the radar, works tirelessly, and produces outcomes all Americans can be proud of. On the other hand, FBI 2 is the antithesis of FBI 1 and serves at the convenience of itself and is willing to use their law enforcement power to push their own personal, political, and social agendas without consideration to its oath of office. Under the Biden administration's Justice Department, it became increasingly difficult for special agents to do their jobs as Americans lost trust and confidence in the FBI. In a June 2023 NBC News poll, only 37% of registered voters surveyed said they had a positive view of the FBI. Lady Justice was no longer blind. It seemed that equal protection and justice under the law might not mean the equal application of law. DOJ and FBI 2 targeted President Trump's 2024 campaign and the January 6 subjects in a way that I had never witnessed before. And I say that as someone who investigated the most violent and dangerous offenders in South Florida. They treated Trump in particular as if he were at the top of the FBI's most wanted list. Love him or hate him, it is entirely irrelevant. FBI 2 abused its discretion and authority in both cases, while other judicial remedies remained reasonably available and dismissed legitimate concerns raised by FBI 1. Yet the FBI seemed to turn a blind eye to crimes committed by those on the opposite end of the political spectrum. On February 2nd of 2021, FBI Miami Special Agent Laura Schwarzenberger and Daniel Alphen were shot and killed in the line of duty while executing a search warrant on a child predator. It is disturbing to me that during the same time frame, we regularly heard of FBI SWAT resources liberally being dispatched for the arrest of first-time, nonviolent January 6 offenders. The widespread use of SWAT appeared to be for political intimidation. Yet in contrast, there was no SWAT presence when FBI agents Schwarzenberger and Alphen were murdered. Child predators are known to be the most dangerous and violent offenders. If SWAT had been there that morning, they would still be alive. And to add to the pain of their deaths, the FBI did not even pick up the tab for their memorial services. A private donor was asked by the FBI if they'd be willing to pay for them, since the FBI did not have the funds to do so. Yet the FBI was spending exorbitant amounts of money on non-mission-based projects, such as moving to electrical vehicles, January 6 investigations, and diversity initiatives. The FBI became laser-focused on its Office of Diversity and Inclusion Programs. There were 19 different diversity committees, clubs, and groups. Focusing on anything other than the FBI's mission is a dangerous distraction. I've never once consoled a grieving family that requested I ensure the most diverse agent brings justice to their loved one. The Bureau must hire and promote solely based on meritocracy, and the FBI should focus on what unites us, not what divides us. It is one mission to protect all Americans and uphold the Constitution. When my colleagues were murdered in the line of duty, it was highly troubling to me that there was never an FBI-wide after-action review by Director Wray, not even an email outlining what transpired and lessons learned to mitigate risks going forward. Yet during the same time frame, FBI 2 flooded my email inbox with diversity promotions, celebrations, cultural committee activities, climate change messaging, and several requests to go to Washington, D.C. for temporary duty assignments for January 6 investigations. Unconscionable. I left the FBI close to 2 years after their deaths, and still radio silence from leadership regarding what transpired that horrific morning. Further, the DOJ changed its deadly force policy in July of 2022 for the first time in 18 years on the heels of the 2 FBI agents being murdered in the line of duty. Tone deaf. When agents should have been given more support and protection by the policy, many interpreted it that we were given less protection and more legal scrutiny with an additional de-escalation section. This can be fatal when decision-making is measured in fractions of a second, action versus reaction, and many believe the changes were a result of social justice pandering. The list of issues and concerns myself and others had with the FBI was growing long. No one felt that their voices mattered or that any changes were possible, as Director Wray and AG Garland believed that all was well, while many at the FBI were deeply troubled by what was transpiring. After much prayer and reflection, it was time for me to walk away. It is remarkable that several fugitives from the FBI's most wanted list have already been taken into custody since President Trump took office January of 2020. January 20th. I am hopeful and confident that under this new administration with AG Pam Bondi and FBI Director Kash Patel at the helm, that with time, effort, and serious reform, the FBI will regain Americans and FBI's employees' trust again, dismantling the political and social weaponization and return to its greatness. That is what our current, retired, and fallen FBI heroes' legacies deserve, and most of all, it is what Americans deserve.